Hey guys, it's Kiki, and this channel is based off of my VSG weight loss surgery. So, what I wanted to do was just give you an overview of the process of what it took to get the surgeon date and basically get on the roster to have the VSG surgery done. It started back in 2008, and which was 12 years ago, I worked for I went ahead and got approved for the bypass surgery. And with the bypass surgery, I had to go through an entire process, the 6 months process. I even had to do a sleep apnea test, and I had to do 6 months with a dietitian. Just go through all the process, and I finally got approved. I got approved in November 2008, but I got laid off. I'm sorry, I got approved in October 2008, but I got laid off in November 2008, and my surgery date was soon, but I went ahead and canceled the surgery because I was nervous. I was like, what if I have the surgery and something goes wrong? I don't have any insurance. I'm unemployed. What can I do? And when I called the surgery center and told them, like, hey, I'm gonna have to cancel the surgery because I don't have a job, they were a little pissed off with me. They was like, well, you'll be covered by the surgeon. You'll be covered by the surgeon for a year, if anything goes wrong. But I'm like, I'll be covered if anything goes wrong with what he operated on during the surgery. Like, what if, some major happens, that not that's not necessarily connected to the weight loss surgery. What am I gonna do then? So I went ahead and canceled it. I canceled the surgery. And here we are, 2020, 12 years later. Extra pounds later, another kid later. So I started the process again. I started the process back in August of 2019. I went ahead and spoke with Atlanta Bariatrics, and which are great. They're great. They're a great company. Their team works with you. So I had to do a couple of things. The first thing I had to do was go and forgive me for not knowing this. I had to go take a barium test and have them to look at the inside of my stomach to make sure there were no obstructions. There was no issues with them getting to, the actual stomach itself. So that went well. That was in August of 2019. In September of 2019, I ended up getting sick. I have had PEs, which is pulmonary embolism, and I had bilateral PEs, which was I had blood clots in both lungs. So I end up having to scrap everything again. My main focus was to ensure that my health was better. So I had to take some Lovenox blood thinners in order for my body to absorb the clots that were in the lungs. And if anybody have taken injections, it was a hassle. I mean, because my weight is so high, I had to take 150 milligrams of Lovenox in the morning, 150 milligrams in Lovenox in the evening. So I had to take 2 injections every day for 6 months to help help thin my blood out so my body can absorb the clots. So that was from September 2019 until March 2020. So I spoke with my hematologist, and she stated that everything had to be on the back burner until that situation was taken care of. And she told me I could start the process again in January of 2020, as far as the weight loss surgery process, because it's a process to get, approval from the insurance company. So I went ahead and went through the process. I started in 2020. I spoke to Atlanta Bariatrics again and spoke with the dietitian. I had to speak with the surgeon again because he had to look over my records, make sure everything was okay, make sure there were no issues with me having clots and him doing the surgery. He was okay to do it. So he gave me the green light to start speaking with the dietitian again and working with the dietitian. So I worked with her from January up until like May. And actually, I was supposed to be scheduled for May, but Miss COVID came through and blew our tops off. Okay, and everything stopped with COVID. And once COVID came through, I still continued my dietitian appointments on the phone, and we did some that were video conference. So we continued on. So I kept with my 6 months process. So the insurance that I use is United Healthcare. United Healthcare. It wasn't such a bad process to me, and I'm thinking simply because of the company I work for. I work for a medical company, so the process wasn't bad. Only thing that they required is they wanted me to do the 6 months dietitian, basically work on eating habits and try to lose as much weight as I can, and that was it. So I went through the process of 6 months with the dietitian. My paperwork was completed. It was turned in. So I would say my last dietitian appointment was in May of 2019. My paperwork was submitted at the end of May, it was at the end of May. And when I tell you, after I spoke to my bariatric coordinator, she was like, okay, I'm gonna submit this paperwork. It takes about 14 business days for them to get back with us. So hold your horses for 14 business days, before contacting us or them, and we'll let you know. And I was like, okay. So at the end of May, less than 5 days after just say for instance, she submitted on Monday, I got a call from her on Friday. It was like, you have been approved. So I did not get the long wait. I didn't have to do second, third appeals. Like mine went through swiftly. Like when I tell you swift, and I like out of all the YouTube videos I have watched, I have yet to hear anybody say that they didn't have no issues. I'm just letting you know, my insurance company came through. They like 5 days. I was sort of taken aback. I was like, y'all sure? And she was like, oh yeah, yes ma'am. I was like, okay, so are we scheduling surgeries? Because I didn't know if they, we start doing elective surgeries yet. She was like, yep, we are doing elective surgeries. So most likely you'll be scheduled within 2 weeks. And when I tell you, I was like, oh my God, this happening. Because to me, I was ready to go. But once the dietitian was like, well, let's just go ahead and get your process approved, and maybe we'll open up. So in my mind, I had already stated, okay, well, it's probably going to be maybe October, November due to COVID, elective surgeries. I really I didn't expect, like, okay, you approved and your surgery is scheduled in 2 weeks. I mean, when I tell you, I was like, oh wow, I gotta get my stuff together. So, and it went fairly quickly with the surgeon center that I'm with. They submitted paperwork, and once I got an approval, their team was on it. It was like, okay, you need to take your pre-op classes. You got to do take your pre-op classes with the dietitian, pre-op classes with the nurse. You got to take you're gonna have a one-on-one with the doctor again. You got to, I was like, oh my God, you need to go to the hospital, get your anesthesiologist check-in appointment. Like, it moved so quickly. Like, I am a week away. And when I tell you, and it may be because of my mindset was like, okay, this is going to take forever. Everybody, oh, this take forever. Insurance company will take a while. Due to COVID, and we might not do it. Due to this, no, mine was complete opposite. Like, I have so many things to do. I had to put all of my appointments in my phone, update my job. Like, it was a whirlwind, and I'm still going through. I have I have to take my COVID test Thursday. And I think that's going to be it. But I had so many appointments. I had to do like at least 3 to 4 appointments here. I had to pick up here. It was so much. So, I mean, that's my story. Like, I've yet to hear somebody say they had no problem with insurance. Like, to me, it was faster than what I was expecting. I was expecting September, October due to COVID. But no, she was like, come on, sweetheart, we got you. So I was just thinking, like, if you did your process, like, once your process is completed, once your insurance company has stated, hey, let's do this thing, I just say be ready. Be ready, because I feel like I don't have enough time. I still have to go buy my items for work. For after surgery. Like, the bariatric center set me up with all my vitamins for a month. I got my protein shake. So I got everything I need from them. But I still have to get my my liquids. I still have to get my Gatorade. I still have to get everything I would need for at least like the first 2 weeks. I want to just make sure I have everything that I need for at least the first 2 weeks, of food, of fluids that I need to have in order to be ready. And then I gotta prepare for other things. So that's my overview. That's my overview, quick and dirty. My process was not that hard. My process was not hard. Just dealing with my issues, yeah. But my insurance company came back with a response in 5 days. Like a Monday was submitted, Friday they were calling me. And I was like, whoa, so I was sort of like just listening to everybody else videos and looking at their videos and how they had a long process. My process was not long. Like, actually, I wish I had another week to get ready, to ensure everything's in order, just making sure I'm okay with everything I need after surgery. And so I would say, once you get through the process, once you go and have your paperwork submitted, start preparing. Like, start preparing, and let me see, not necessarily start preparing, maybe mentally preparing, because I just thought like it was going to take a little bit longer than it actually did. And it did not. It did not. And my stuff did not take that long. And, I was sort of caught off guard. I was sitting at home working from home like, whoa, this is about to happen. Because then I had to let my, even dealing with my job, I didn't want to tell them. I didn't tell them everything, but I had to, because I knew I was going to be out for 2 weeks. I had to let them know something. So I, contacted my, manager, let them know I'm having an upcoming surgery. It should be scheduled soon, but I'm not sure. I'll be out for 2 weeks. Just try to give her a heads up so I can be, my workload can be covered. So all I will say, just even in this process, I haven't even had enough information to be like a word to the wise, but just be ready, like mentally. Like, you think the process takes a long time. To me, it didn't, because my life is always on full throttle anyway. So this was always something I was doing on the side, and it was just like, it was something that was running with my life. So I wasn't just waiting around twiddling my thumbs, wondering if I was gonna get the surgery approved. It was just like, okay, I have to work, I gotta take care of my kids, I gotta do this, oh yeah, by the way, I'm still trying to work on getting weight loss surgery. So just be prepared. Just be prepared. Once you are approved, be prepared to move. Like, be prepared to have appointments. Be prepared to go to the hospital. And then now with COVID, I have to do a drive-through COVID test on Thursday. And then after I take the test, they want me to sort of self-isolate, so I won't end up catching it before I go to surgery. So, I mean, just be prepared to run. Be prepared to move very quickly, because my process moved so quickly. It sort of, took me by surprise. So, that's all I want to do with this video, was just give you an overview of what it took. And my life issues made this process sit on the back burner for a minute, but the process itself was not that bad. I did not have issues, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful. I am very thankful and grateful for not having a long process, not having to deal with a lot of red tape, not having ups and downs, because I've seen people who had to go through appeal after appeal. My heart went out, because I know I needed surgery. I've lost weight on my own. I've lost like 65 pounds on my own, and I gained 85 pounds back. So I do know, I need this to, just have a more fulfilling livelihood. I'll say that. So anyway, sorry for this. This was just on my mind. Like, okay, at least give them an overview of your process. So that's about it. Have a great day.